Presentation from a wonderful Member of Parliament. Member of Parliament for St. Catherine, North Central.
Madam Speaker, I rise to make my 19th presentation.
Member, permission to speak from a seat other than your own.
Oh, Madam Speaker, kindly asking you for your permission to speak from a seat other than my own.
Permission granted.
Thank you. Gratitude to God prevails. Appreciative of the support of family, headed by my husband, Marlon Garvey. You are truly the wind beneath my wings. Blessed by the unconditional love of my daughter, Morgan. Who celebrates her birthday today. And the remarkable love of a mother who has given 3 decades of service to the United Nations and who has forged in us an appreciation for peoples and cultures across nations and deep awareness of the value of democracy. Your 84 years on this world is value to us all. Thanks to my 4 councillors, Denise Murphy-Bramwell, Patricia Harris, Dwight Burke, and Desmond Chambers, for the hard way. To my constituents, for their unwavering support over 5 consecutive terms. To the student leaders of Dintil Technical High School, one of the finest institutions in our country. And for the full solidarity of my colleague parliamentarians, headed by the Leader of Opposition, Mr. Mark Jefferson Gordon. I associate my colleagues opposite in the same sentence because you've also become part of my family. I want to take this opportunity to extend my condolences to Member Malahoo Fort, who lost her husband recently. I understand grief, and today I pray for God's comfort on her and her family. The work of the members of Parliament is never done, whether through the falling rain or the extensive drought. Consequently, I must say thanks to my personal staff, my security, my team at the office, my constituency team, my colleagues in local government, because I also served almost a decade as a councillor myself. I'm indebted to all of you, and please know that I appreciate the work of every individual. From solid waste management to road repairs, local water systems, markets, building permits, municipal infrastructure to community participation, our local government is at the heart of everyday life. Its proper place is the backbone, not the background of Jamaican life. Madam Speaker, we have been at reform process for over a quarter of a century, and time come to deliver real results to the people. There are moments in life, the life of a nation, when reform is no longer optional, when adjustment is no longer adequate, and when reimagination itself becomes a duty. This is such a moment. Today, I rise not merely to speak about local government administration. I rise to speak about national renewal and to urge a fast tracking of its incomplete agenda of reform. For too long in Jamaica, we have misunderstood local government. We have treated it as an afterthought, an appendage to central government, a reluctant administrative cousin summoned occasionally to clean drains, patch roads, trim verges, and bury our dead. We have mistaken local government for local housekeeping. Yet, in the great democracies of the world, local government is something far greater. It is government closest to the citizens. It is democracy made visible. It is service delivery made immediate. It is development made personal. And perhaps most importantly, it is where ordinary citizens that encounter the competence, compassion, or failure of a state. When a market is unsafe, when garbage is not collected, when flood mitigation fails, when roads collapse, when permits disappear into bureaucratic limbo, when public spaces decay, citizens do not experience abstract policy failure. They experience government failure. Madam Speaker, Jamaica stands at an uncomfortable crossroads. Over 30 years, the reforms of the early 90s inspired hope. We were promised a transformed local government system, a modern architecture of democratic participation, greater autonomy, better services, stronger accountability, institutions responsive to communities rather than distant ministries. It was, in many respects, a noble ambition, but patriotism requires honesty. The dream of 1992 has not lived up to expectations. The truth must be spoken plainly in this honorable house. Our municipalities remain financially weak. Our local authorities remain administratively constrained. Decision-making remains excessively centralized. Citizen confidence remains fragile. Innovation remains sporadic. And in too many communities, local governments survives not as a strategic engine of development, but as an exhausted mechanism of maintenance which is not up to scratch. We cannot reform what we refuse to diagnose. And diagnosis begins with candor. Too often governments have spoken proudly of decentralization when we know we are practicing the very opposite. We are hoarding authority. Too often local government has been praised ceremonially while neglected institutionally. Madam Speaker, one could be forgiven for concluding that in Jamaica we support local government in the same way some people like me support exercise. Passionate in theory, inconsistent in practice. A few murmurs of agreement and a burst of enthusiasm in a January New Year resolution. Then a rapid return to the old habits as the year progresses. That is the reality. A nation aspiring to first world standards cannot sustain third world systems of local administration. We speak proudly about becoming the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. But greatness is not built exclusively in ministries in Kingston. Greatness is built in communities, in parishes, built where the people live. And therefore, local government is not peripheral to development. It is development. Madam Speaker, if Jamaica is to compete in the 21st century, we must stop governing communities as if efficiency, responsiveness, transparency, and innovation are luxuries. They are necessities. When one studies the most successful jurisdiction in the world, we encounter a consistent lesson. Whether in Singapore, in Denmark, in Canada, or highly effective municipal systems in parts of the United Kingdom, local government is treated as not as democratic bureaucracy. Exactly. It is empowered. It is resourced properly. It is professionalized. It is digitized. It is measured and it is trusted. Citizens in those jurisdictions do not want to wait months to know whether a permit is approved. They do not want to go from office to office seeking signatures like pilgrims in search of revelation. They do not want to endure endless procedural uncertainty while systems apologize for inefficiency and call it patience. Madam Speaker, the Jamaican people deserve better. And the truth is, they are ready for better. The local government system cannot be a timid improvement upon yesterday. It must be transformational. So what then is the vision? It is a Jamaica where local government is competent, accountable, technologically advanced, financially empowered, and genuinely democratic. A Jamaica where municipal offices become centers of problem solving rather than monuments to bureaucracy. It must create a Jamaica where communities shape priorities instead of merely reacting to neglect. A Jamaica where local authorities are judged not by excuses, but by outcomes. A Jamaica where every citizen, whether in the urban centers of Spanish Town or the rural districts of Sligoville, experience governance that is visible, efficient, and dignified. We seek a second generation of local government reform. The unfinished promise of 1992 must now become the realized ambition of the 2030s. The vision is not partisan because, Madam Speaker, garbage does not ask who you vote for. Street lights, if you can't get any. Don't ask which side of the fence you're upon. Flood waters do not pause for political affiliation. And broken roads inconvenience every ideology. Competent local governance benefits everyone. Madam Speaker, there have been improvements. Minister, there have been some improvements, but not enough. Governance cannot be measured solely by announcements, ceremonies, and ribbon cutting. No, competence is measurable. Yes. Performance is measurable. Yes. And delivery of services is measurable. Let us look at solid waste management and the creation of the National Solid Waste Management Authority. The dream was for better standards and more efficient management. That is fading fast. The objective of the act is not even being observed. No, sir. Because the NSWA is yet to be structured according to the act and is not functioning as a regulatory body. The government maintains it as an operating entity and has invested in more trucks, yet the system gets worse. Irregular garbage collection is now the #1 complaint of every citizen in every parish, whether in urban centers or rural communities. There are some communities which have never seen a garbage truck, ever. So what do we expect? The inadequate field is improperly maintained, and every audit raises fundamental management questions. It seems a personality cult, no rules, and people's jobs are terminated on spurious grounds, such as one single person losing confidence in professional staff without explanation to the public. This is done at great expense to the taxpayer, totaling tens of millions of dollars. Solid waste services must improve because it's not cheap. The cost of solid waste management services in 26-27 estimates of expenditure is $8.5 billion, down from $9.7 billion over last year. In 2 years, it will cost taxpayers over $18 billion for garbage collection and disposal. And yet, the people are complaining about the delivery of service and the risk of disease outbreak. We only have mini dumps, Madam Speaker, because people are not getting garbage collection on time. They can't have the garbage at home, so they have to find a way to dispose of it. We don't want them to burn it either, because we must protect our environment. Madam Speaker, the people are also asking, why does local government continue to depend disproportionately on ministerial permission? This was a key issue in the reform, hence the establishment of the Parochial Revenue Fund and the passage of the 3 acts in Parliament. These are not opposition questions. These are Jamaican questions. And therefore, Madam Speaker, we must revisit the 1992 dream, now threatening to become a nightmare. The 3 critical laws passed in 2016 as the framework of the new governance arrangements cannot even benefit the system because no regulations have been brought to this honorable house. This government has no excuses. You have been here for 10 years. The government came last week and you promised a new building act while we still await the regulations of 10 years ago. What about other agreed reforms, including directly elected executive mayors, financial reform, and genuine municipal empowerment? What about accountability and measurable performance? Local government in Jamaica cannot continue to operate as if modernity is a visitor rather than a permanent resident. Excellence requires courage. Courage to confront failure. Courage to abandon complacency. And the courage to modernize and to reimagine. Central government must cease treating municipal corporations as institutions permanently awaiting permission to function. We must instead build a modern fiscal program for MCs to get on with the business of running their municipalities and implementing basic tasks such as drain cleaning without waiting for a handout of municipal permission. Minister, the $300,000 you announced to give councillors is an insult to them, Minister. And you were a mayor, good mayor. And you know, say, we need more money in local government. We need to stop giving councillors baskets to carry water. Madam Speaker, municipalities have been experiencing ad hoc delivery of parochial revenue funds or permission to use their SGRs even after documentation is completed. This has resulted in many parishes not being able to carry out their program of work. And we saw it as they hurriedly tried to clean drains when Melissa was already here. Madam Speaker, our local financing architecture remains too narrow. Municipal corporations depend excessively on constrained revenue channels while operating within expanding expectations. This is unsustainable. We must modernize revenue administration through technology, compliance reform, and diversified local income mechanisms. Property tax administration must become smarter, more transparent, and more efficient. Citizens deserve fairness, but fairness includes compliance. We cannot sustain public expectations while tolerating chronic leakage. Technology can help dramatically. Digital property databases, GIS mapping systems, integrated billing platforms, real-time compliance tracking, automated payment systems, and predictive revenue planning. Madam Speaker, municipalities should benefit more meaningfully from economic growth occurring within their jurisdiction. Too often, communities host economic activity while local institutions remain fiscally constrained. A modern local government model should permit structured revenue sharing arrangements linked to measurable outcomes. Measurable outcomes like growth in tourism, commercial expansion, industrial activity.
Member, take a seat. The Speaker, while listening to the member, is resolving an issue as it relates to sectoral debates. Because we are out of time. We are out of time. Member, continue.
So I'm back to the second point. Municipalities should benefit more. Madam Speaker, on point number 2, municipalities should benefit more meaningfully from economic growth occurring within their jurisdictions. Too often, communities host economic activity while local institutions remain fiscally constrained. A modern local government model should permit structured revenue sharing arrangements linked to measurable outcomes, to the growth in tourism, the commercial expansion, the industrial activity, real estate development, special economic zones, and major transport infrastructure. Local government should have stronger developmental incentives. When communities thrive economically, municipalities should gain institutional capacity to reinvest. Number 3, performance must matter, resources matter, and the outcomes matter as well. Municipal corporations that demonstrate measurable improvements in governance indicators should receive performance-linked incentives. These measurements could include faster permit turnaround, improved sanitation metrics, infrastructure maintenance targets, budget transparency, procurement efficiency, and citizen participation. reward effectiveness and efficiency. For far too long in Jamaica, public systems sometimes appear to reward endurance rather than their excellence. We must change that culture, Madam Speaker. A high-performing municipality should not be treated identically to a chronic underperforming one because incentives shape behavior. Number 4, municipal empowerment does not mean financial recklessness. No one is advocating for uncontrolled borrowing or municipal debt crisis. But responsible nations allow competent municipalities structured pathways to finance transformational infrastructure. Their markets, the transportation hubs, the waste management facilities, the green public spaces, the public parking systems, properly governed municipal financing frameworks, infrastructure partnerships, and other development financing mechanisms deserve serious examination. Otherwise, what is the purpose of this reform? Madam Speaker, one of the most number 5, corrosive features of under-empowered local government is institutional dependency. The psychology of dependency has become embedded, and dependency weakens innovation. Local government cannot exist merely to request assistance. It must solve problems, lead, innovate, and deliver. Mayors and municipalities should be constantly asking, how do we improve outcomes, not how do we secure the minister's permission. Madam Speaker, this issue is larger than any particular administration. Yes. It concerns integrity, dignity, institutional dignity, and community dignity. When local government fails, community sees it as neglect. Mediocrity becomes tolerated and hope is extinguished. Number 6, Madam Speaker, local government cannot merely maintain roads and collect garbage. Cannot just maintain markets and cemeteries. The future of municipal leadership is rooted in economic development of our parishes to support rural and urban life. Parish development committees need to be restructured and given new mandates. Unfortunately, this is not an area which this present administration takes seriously. The minister hardly ever gives any support. None at all, very little, to parish economic development committees, both in policy and in practice. Their new mandate should include driving investment, coordinating business facilitation, supporting entrepreneurship, promoting local cultural industries, marketing parish competitiveness, and helping to fast-track parish projects. Madam Speaker, Jamaica is not short on intelligence. We're not short on talent. But one of the great things about Jamaica is that each parish has its own unique economic potential. The challenge is converting those advantages into real benefits to improve the lives of our people, especially in rural communities. We should be talking about which parishes attract the fastest business approvals, which expands youth employment, which vitalizes urban centers, which delivers cleaner public spaces. Jamaica desperately needs higher standards. We need to get local government out of the practice of arriving at the dinner table after the meal has been eaten. In Jamaica, if Jamaica is serious about a Millennium Development Goal achievement, especially becoming the place of choice to live, then the municipal capacity must be transformed and funded accordingly. Money alone can't modernize it. Which is why our next reform pillar concerns something transformational. the digitization of local government and the creation of smart, citizen-centered municipal services. If local government in Jamaica is to become world-class, it cannot merely think differently, it must operate differently. The 21st century citizen increasingly encounters a 20th century bureaucracy. That contradiction frustrates progress. We live in an age when Jamaicans can transfer funds instantly, speak face-to-face across continents, access information in seconds, and conduct sophisticated commercial transactions from mobile devices. Yet too often, a citizen seeking municipal approval encounters uncertainty, paper dependency, fragmented communication, or administrative silence. Madam Speaker, bureaucracy should not feel like archaeology. No. Citizens should not have to excavate information. They should not have to wander from office to office searching for updates as though governance is a scavenger hunt. Oh, no. Modern government must become visible, yes, trackable, transparent, and responsive. This requires nothing less than a national program of municipal digitization. Yes. Madam Speaker, I therefore propose the creation of a Smart Jamaica, Smart Municipal Jamaica initiative. Not an acronym, no, simply a design to transform every municipal corporation into a digitally capable, citizen-centered institution. It means citizens should be able to apply for permits, licenses, and municipal approvals online. Yeah. They should be able to track applications in real time, receive predictable timelines, yes, escalate unresolved delays, pay fees digitally, access service requests through unified platforms, receive updates automatically. Let me say that one again. Rate service experiences, monitor infrastructure projects, participate in consultation, and to access municipal information transparently. Madam Speaker, it's not a dream. Systems exist, and we can no longer delay this modernization through the application of digital technology. Madam Speaker, Jamaica must create a unified digital ecosystem connecting municipal corporations across Jamaica. A common platform, integrated standards, shared technology, interoperable systems, one citizen portal, one municipal identity framework, one national standard of responsiveness. This foundation must move beyond paperwork. It must be support resilience. You must know when gullies are blocked, which shelters are not working or resourced, which communities face elevated flood risk, where illegal dumping is occurred. Madam Speaker, technology should help save money, but most importantly, it should help save communities. Madam Speaker, the issue of community engagement and citizen participation in governance is one of the great concerns. Some ministries and agencies do consult, but it is not a part of our governance culture. Perhaps it is because the SDC really isn't doing what the SDC was mandated to do. It was created with an ambitious mandate to reorganize communities, to build local leadership, strengthen civil participation, and to act as a bridge between citizen and the state. In principle, it should be one of Jamaica's most important institutions to facilitate grassroots democracy and community development. Instead, it has become an organization which needs a facelift and to be reimagined. Yes. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I see the time and I heard your threats. And so I am going to conclude. I am going to conclude because I'm a disciplined member of parliament. Madam Speaker, the task before us is not merely how we repair and reform local government. The question is, what kind of Jamaica do we wish to build? Yes. Do we accept a system in which citizens are too often spectators, consulted only at election time, and then left to navigate failing systems and failing services, inadequate local planning, neglected communities, and decisions made far from the people they affect? Or do we choose a Jamaica where governance is brought closer to the people, where communities have a voice, local institutions have strength, and democracy is lived every day, not every 5 years? The proposal...
Hold on. You're not on mic, member. So you see, like how you tell me you're a disciplined member of parliament? Anyways, no, it's okay. I'm going to give you the time to wrap up. Give you the time. Anyways, I'm giving you the time to wrap up, member. But you see, because you announce how you're a disciplined member of parliament, it looks like you don't want any time extra at all. All right, go ahead, member.
The proposals advanced here today, Madam Speaker, are not abstract theories. They are practical, achievable, and rooted in a simple democratic principle. The people of Jamaica deserve a government that listens, responds, and delivers, beginning where life is lived. In our communities, in our districts, in our towns. For too long, local government has been treated as the forgotten arm of governance, expected to do more with less, burdened with responsibilities, but denied sufficient authority, expected to expedite and inspire confidence while starved of modern systems, resources, and public trust. Yet across the world, the strongest democracies teach us a powerful lesson. Nations thrive when local government thrives. Prosperous countries are built not only from strong central governments, but from capable local institutions that solve problems quickly, involve citizens meaningfully, and create a culture of shared responsibility. Imagine a Jamaica where every citizen can digitally engage with their municipal corporation.
All right, member.
Track projects in real time.
Member, your extra minute and a half is finished,
in
so wrap
budgeting.
up.
Imagine the local authorities, neighborhood councils, youth advisory structures, citizens' assemblies, and transparent decision-making processes. Jamaicans have never lacked talent. And so today, we are saying to you, the dream of local government reform envisioned decades ago remains unfinished business. But unfinished business is not necessarily failed business unless we abandon the courage to complete it. So let this parliament resolve that the next chapter of Jamaica's democratic journey will not be one of over-centralization, delay and exclusion, but one of participation, accountability, innovation, and local pride. Let us build communities where citizens are not petitioners to power, but partners in government. Let us create municipal institutions worthy of public confidence.
All right. You can't say I'm unreasonable. All right, member Nito, that's it. You know how long I've been giving you the last paragraph?
Let us finally bring governance closer to the governed. When citizens participate, democracy deepens. When communities are empowered, nations prosper. And when local government works, Jamaica works. God bless Jamaica. God bless the
House Leader.
Madam Speaker, let me thank the member from St. Catherine, North Central. I really hope the municipal corporations, especially those in Westmoreland, Manchester, St. Catherine,